Where are all the intro? This game is horrible! Hey guys, continuing on with my great form, I thought I'd come at you with some video game journalism. Yay! And if nothing else, my shirt proves that I'm the right man for the job. Okay? To actually just start this first kind of video I've ever done, I've definitely not studied any journalism, but I like talking about games. And the PS5 event just happened last week. Hopefully this will go up sooner, so there's actually still some hype around it. But I just want to kind of go through the trailers that were shown, what was announced, some big reveals were shown, and I just kind of want to give my opinion on the games, the PS5 in general, and if it's even worth buying day one, or at least close enough to if you can get your hands on one, because supplies do seem pretty short. Okay, so to start off with, I'm just going to run through all of the trailers, except for the last one. They're all going to be in the order that they were shown, to sort of give how I was feeling at the time and like what I thought as well. So to start off the event, I remember I was actually walking off a bus. I've just about managed to get home for this one. They started with Final Fantasy. Honestly, I'm surprised to see that they're still releasing single-player games, considering how well Final Fantasy 14 is doing with its MMO strategy, and 15 doing not so good. All I remember is my YouTube timeline just being filled with people hating on the game. However, it really does seem they're trying to make it fresh. Apparently, they're getting Ryota Suzuki, who's rumored to actually be working on the team. This is the battle director for Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma, which I haven't played, but I've definitely played Devil May Cry 5. Been a big fan of Devil May Cry. And, I'm going to show some footage of the actual gameplay shown for the fighting, and man, I have to say, it does look very sweet. Definitely you can see that Devil May Cry inspiration coming from it. Am I excited for Final Fantasy? I don't know. Never been a big Final Fantasy head, but I'm sure someone is. Next on the list was Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, Miles Morales, if you did play the original game, if you didn't, please skip this, but is revealed to have been bitten by a spider himself at the end of the game. He actually shows Peter Parker his ability to walk on walls, or crawl on walls. So everyone knew that there was going to be some variant of Miles Morales in the next game. However, I personally didn't expect him to actually get his own spin-off. Now, if it's going to be a fully priced game or a fully length game, I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I wasn't expected for this game to excite me as much as this trailer did. After the main game, I platinumed it, I was done. I thought I got the swinging out of my system, but god damn it, they did it. They crafted an extremely interactive cinematic experience. It could be that they just showed the greatest part in the trailer. I'm really hoping that's not what they did. But they really did their best to differentiate Miles Morales from Peter Parker's abilities. So much flashier, so many cool colors. I'm excited for it. And I did not think I would have said that. They've also given a first look to the Tinkerer. I'm assuming he's going to be the main... Well, I think it's a female. Assuming this is going to be she's going to be the main villain for this game. I'm hoping to see the Prowler. I don't know, big fan of the film that came out, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. However, I have no idea. I can't say. If the first game is anything to go by, they do some really interesting twists and turns with these characters, or at the very least, if you know what's going to happen, they do their best to not let you want that thing to happen. My full trust is with Insomniac. Third on the list, this was actually a bit of an interesting one. Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. Strange to announce this game given the recent controversy towards J.K. Rowling and just surrounding Harry Potter in general. I don't understand the business acumen here, whatever. I don't have the numbers in front of me, who knows. Despite that, and despite my annoying messages, this game does actually look very interesting. Set in the late 1800s, seemingly going to be an MMO with like some fun character creation, etc. It does seem to be a good game. If I'm going to play it, I don't think I will personally, but there does seem to be a strong sentiment within the community, as I said earlier, to actually boycott the game. So we'll have to see if there's much support for it at launch. Then we have the biggest shock, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I honestly didn't expect this game to be shown. I didn't believe this game would even come out. Honestly, I'm not very interested in Call of Duty. I'm pretty bad at the games, and even then, I only play the online stuff, Realistically, I only played Warzone. So when you show me the campaign, I'm not very interested. It just kind of looks like a train with guns on the side that you just shoot, you know? It is what it is. The campaigns for Call of Duty have never really changed for me. However, I know there was a big issue with them, I think on Modern Warfare, or the one just before, of not even having campaign. But here we saw a car and shooting on a car and chasing a plane. It looked okay, I guess. You got a remote control car to chase the plane. That was the campaign. No real news on the multiplayer, other than the fact that PS4 players will get the alpha soon. I think September 18. So yeah, yesterday at the time of filming, it should have gone up. Also, I found some sources saying that Blackout is actually reported to return in some form. I don't really know what that means. People are speculating it's going to be an extension of Warzone. Maybe there's going to be both maps available. Verdansk and I don't even remember what the Blackout map was called. My god, how big is this game going to be? 400 gigabytes? Jesus Christ. I don't want to think how expensive this thing's going to be. But anyway, swiftly moving on. Resident Evil 8 Village. Resident Evil Village. Yeah, I mean, we got some more spooky stuff, you know, it looks very spooky, I guess. Seems to be sticking to the first-person horror, you know, this seems to have just become a staple in the industry now for horror games. Precedent centered by, I can't even remember the game with the camera, you know, the vlogger's dream. I was hoping for more innovation from Resident Evil, but I guess we'll have to see if maybe they can stretch this first-person format. Also, I don't know, Harry Potter seems to be very prevalent today. There seem to just be animation ripped straight from Deathly Hallows, like the story of the three brothers. I don't know. I just thought it was, it gave me a nice chuckle in between. That's all I could focus on. Moving on again, we have Deathloop. Now, honestly, Deathloop might be the most interesting game of this lineup for me, because it's a very cool idea that sort of spices up that, you know, assassin format or hitman format, whatever you want to call it. That formula of just, you are assassin, kill target, but do it smartly, right? There's only so many times you can hide a body in a refrigerator. But, hey, I think it's a very cool idea to make it multiplayer. Not only are you chasing a target, but someone is chasing you. So much more thinking involved. Also the cool powers, I don't know, like the aesthetic of this thing is very Hitman, cross Borderlands, cross Fortnite, I don't know, a lot of mobility, a lot of freedom in movement, some fun powers. Obviously with the title being Deathloop, it seems respawning instantly seems to be the big achievement here. I guess that's due to the faster SSD storage. I'm hoping to see how that's actually utilized. I also wonder how these loops are going to work with the multiplayer. Like, will the second person also rewind if you're just garbage and keep dying? You know, I don't know. Very interesting to see that. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. I think most fans expected this. We've had Devil May Cry 3, 4 Special Edition, and now 5. Finally, we wanted Virgil, and we've got him. Some very fun gameplay, also incorporating V, which is very fun. It's also bringing a new turbo mode, not quite sure what that is. I guess it's just going to be faster gameplay, more awesomeness. And also a legendary Dark Knight difficulty, which I have to humbly say, I will never touch this. I will never achieve this difficulty of Devil May Cry 5 in my life. I'm not proud to say it, but I have to be honest. Next is Oddsworld Soulstorm. I'm very annoyed that this spoils the ending of the last game. Not like I had enough time to finish it. No, I'm happy to see this cult classic returning. Obviously, we knew this was coming. But it's just nice to see some gameplay, you know, the hair-pulling, just frustrating puzzles to continue this legacy of Abe. Hopefully, it's going to bring this genre back for, you know, bigger audiences. Puzzle games are great. You know, it's great to just pass the controller around and trying to do these things with some friends. Moving on again, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Branch. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of Five Nights at Freddy's, man. And I haven't even played a single one. I'm so tired of them. This is the if I've understood, this is the 6th mainline game in 7 years when this releases. Like I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Anyway, it's just a teaser. I can't imagine gameplay is going to be that different. But hey, this game will probably be more popular than Resident Evil. because that's just how it works. We got a very long look also at the remake of Demon's Souls. You know, you bastards who love hard games, I'm sure you're getting hard just thinking about it. Visuals look incredible. You know, it's nuts to think that we're literally looking at a game that looks like a cutscene, but you're actually playing it. It's absolutely incredible, especially when you compare it to the older PS3 game. No UI shown, you know, so no health bars, no weapons and stuff. I wonder if this is something that's going to stick around. Maybe it could be a game mode to actually add difficulty if it needed it. But no, it's Demon's Souls, but better, like looking. I can't speak for the gameplay because I didn't actually play the original. I only saw videos. But I'm sure this is something people have really been waiting for, especially since the original was a bit difficult to play now. We kind of rounded off the games before the secret announcement with the PlayStation Plus collection. Now, this was a bit of an awkward one. So, obviously, it's a collection available on day one of some PS4 hits. I'm going to put the games up on the screen here just to save some time. If you're interested, please pause the screen. A lot of these games you've probably already played. However, I'm assuming these games are going to be available to play at higher resolutions, if you have a 4K TV or even 1440p, I don't know, at least higher frame rates. You know, I'd assume they're going to use the better performance of the PS5. I really can't say. I haven't seen much information. Granted, I didn't look that hard. I'm a great gamer. I think this is not necessarily an answer to Game Pass, but honestly, you can't help but compare it. This isn't necessarily taking over the PlayStation Now side. These will be separate. However, I don't know. This isn't competing with anything much. Like I said, you've probably already played these games. I think really this is just something to entice you and make you think, oh, PS5 isn't worthless on day one. I will say though, if you are expecting PlayStation to ever rival the Xbox Game Pass, I think you should kind of quell your expectations a bit, because Sony Interactive Entertainment's CEO, like Jim Ryan, has actually come out and clearly stated, you know, he kind of dropped some bombs on Xbox and what he thought about the cheaper console, the Game Pass, etc. But he just does not believe that a subscription service for these AAA titles, you know, he's saying numbers of hundreds of millions of dollars, which is true. When we look at games like GTA and God of War and Red Dead Redemption, you know, very expensive games to develop. He just doesn't believe it's sustainable to put these games on a subscription service day one. Whether that means he's open to them releasing, you know, later on, I guess that's what PlayStation Now will be. However, it's hard to say. I think I disagree. You know, we've seen things like Netflix. I wish I had numbers for how Xbox Game Pass is actually doing for developers, and actually money-wise. But I don't know, if you're having a subscription service for £20 a month, surely that would bring in more money than just selling one $70 game, £60 game, whatever the price is going to be. I really don't understand. But hey, I'm no businessman. I have no knowledge. You know, me speaking means nothing, really. I can only speak for what I see. I suppose it's good, though, that these two titans of the gaming industry are going to differentiate in business models. I guess this also actually allows for better economy in retail stores. With Game Pass, there's literally no point to buy a game anymore at shops. So, hey, I guess PlayStation likes game retailers, and they're doing their best to actually help them. Now, this next title I'm about to talk about was actually the last thing shown, but there wasn't really much to say about it to end this video on, so I'm going to bring it up a bit. But the big
More messages?
Oh my god, stop. But the big surprise was God of War Ragnarok. I swear to God. So like I said, there wasn't much to talk about here. It was just a black screen with some snow in front of it. But good God, a black screen with snow, big burly men humming. God, some irrational chills down my arm, right? It was not warranted. It was not warranted. I'm very excited for God of War Ragnarok. Ragnarok is coming. I'm here for it.
You must prepare yourself.
I'm prepared, Kratos. I'm ready for you! Now, the thing that everyone was waiting for from this huge event was the actual price reveal, okay? So, we got £450 in the UK for the main version with the disc, £360 for the discless version. Now, unlike the Xbox, the lower model is actually exactly the same in terms of performance with the more expensive model. It's literally just there's no possibility to put discs in it. You don't have access to, you know, secondhand markets. You can't buy games on Amazon, I guess, which usually they have some nice deals on there. We'll have to see just how different the Xbox is, the cheaper version. It's going to be interesting to see how much storage there is on the console, because if you have a disc version, you're only relying on that digital space. You know, it might be a bit troublesome to actually have a games library. One thing that is odd about the pricing, so the PS5, the more expensive model, is priced at $500 in America, as is the Xbox Series X. However, in the UK, the PS5 is £450, with the Xbox costing $430. Now, I know I might seem like, oh, it's only £20, what are you talking about? But I don't know, that could go towards a lot of things. That could go towards a new controller, could go to a launch title, it could go to a few things. And I'm not quite sure why this happens. I don't know if it's a tax thing, maybe Xbox weren't showing, I don't know, that's definitely not 20% difference. I really don't understand. But yeah, these are the prices, £450 and £360. Very exciting stuff. I think I was expecting £500. So honestly, to see $450 for me, I was like, yeah, that's fantastic. So I guess to sort of summarize this video, do I think this is something that you should get day one? If you can. If you've already pre-ordered it, I guess you've already made up your mind. But it's going to be difficult to probably get this day one. However, near enough around the time. In my honest opinion, I don't think the PS5 is actually going to be a real game changer day one. I don't think there are big enough launch titles, or more to the point, fun enough launch titles to really warrant that kind of money. There's no real, there's no Breath of the Wilds. There's no, Nintendo really do sort of have that charisma to just drag you to buy a Nintendo Switch. I also don't think the PS Plus collection is a big enough draw. Most people have played these games, and even if they didn't, it's probably for a reason. And getting a PS5 just to play Days Gone probably isn't enough, right? However, I do also believe that with gaming, the idea of upgrading a system has become a lot more prevalent, especially with the increasing popularity of PC gaming. It's a lot more common to just say, hey, I'm going to buy a new graphics card, not because it's going to change my PC, but because it's going to improve performance of my current games, and I'll also have a greater ability to play future games. I'm kind of treating it like that, This PS5, it's improving performance of old games. Granted, we don't know how many. We do know for a fact it's going to be on the PlayStation Plus collection, but I'm assuming there's going to be more, right? In my eyes, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X is just that. I'm just upgrading my current games console. My PlayStation 4 fan is unbearable. Games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey are just chugging along. It's literally freezing at certain parts. My controller's on its last legs. There's a few reasons that I'm happy to be done with my PS4, and it's a PS4 Pro. So even these performance issues are happening on the best model that I can get on PlayStation at the moment. So I guess to sort of just round it off, if you're happy with your current console, or maybe you don't even play that much, probably best to just save your money, wait for some deals, better launch titles, hell, maybe even some custom PS5s, some cool skins. I know a friend who's waiting for a God of War PS5. I think that would look insane. However, if you're like me and you just want the best console to play your current library, and I play pretty mainstream games, I'm quite confident they're going to be playable on PlayStation 5. I'd personally say that it is worth it, the launch titles are a welcome bonus. I am someone who is excited for Ratchet and Clank. That's me, but what can I say? I guess all I will say, if you are also thinking to play your current library at better performance, be careful. Don't rush to sell your PS4, because it is a bit unclear what titles are going to work immediately with the PS5. Backwards compatibility, they've said this top 100 games, most popular games, it's just not very clear, so be careful if you do really enjoy these games. That's all I'd say. If you can hold on to your PS4, try that, okay? But I'm definitely getting a PS5 because I just want that best experience possible. However, that's just me. Thank you for watching. This is a bit longer than I was hoping for, but I really wanted to sort of give my best opinions on these games that were released. I'm very excited for PlayStation 5. Bit of a fanboy. So what can I say other than that? I am a tech whore, unfortunately. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Get yourself a PS5. Sony, sponsor me. Bye-bye.